correspondent at large at News Nation, and Geraldo has some thoughts on all of this. Geraldo, you and I have covered a lot of these campaigns. I'm just curious what you think about all this, because, I mean, when these races are this tight, anything really can change the numbers a little bit. We saw that happen with Superstorm Sandy in 2012. We saw in 2016 the Comey letter changing the outcome of that race potentially. And is it possible that this insult was a game-changing moment for Kamala Harris?
Great to see you, Jim. I believe that it was. My vibe is definitely that this was a profound punch in the gut for the Puerto Rican people specifically, but I think for Latinos writ large. It was so insulting, so low down and dirty. I mean, floating island of garbage. Puerto Ricans are very keen. They love their flag. They love their island. You don't insult it in that kind of gratuitous way, and it really seemed, it implied that President Trump, who was the host of this comedian after all, was allowing them to disparage very proud people, strong people, people for whom respect is very important.
Yeah.
And when you don't have respect, you don't get the vote. So I do believe, there's a substantial pocket of Puerto Ricans in the Philadelphia area, that kind of corridor from Allentown to Philly. I think that Eastern Pennsylvania particularly, but I think around the country, really, this insult has really resonated, Jim.
And Geraldo, what's your sense of the race right now? You've known Donald Trump a long time. What's going through his mind, do you think? Do you think he is grasping the possibility that this might slip away from him? What do you think?
I don't know that he would ever admit that even to himself, Jim. He's a very proud person. He's, I think part of his strength has been his devotion to his candidacy and then his presidency. He's assailed from all sides, various legal cases and so forth. I think he sees this as a kind of a last gasp. I don't know whether he is focused on the Puerto Ricans particularly, but I think it could be the mouse that roared. Puerto Ricans are born citizens. Those on the island, the 3 million plus, can't vote for president, but the 5 million plus here in the mainland certainly can, and every indication is that they will be. In terms of President Trump and this 11th hour, I wish he had not gone the low road. I wish he had not, insulting immigrants as vermin and animals, poisoning the blood of the country, genetically predisposed to murder. I mean, any national group can only take so many, so much, and until you rebel, you just repulsed by it. I mean, even some of the rappers who had endorsed former President Trump have withdrawn their endorsement. Plus, I mean, how quirky is it that an artist by the name of Bad Bunny may be, when push comes to shove, the most influential of all the endorsers. He, of course, is a Puerto Rican superstar, along with Ricky Martin, Jennifer Lopez. It is
and the list
quite
goes
stunning,
on.
and I believe listening to Spanish language media and Spanish-oriented media, this is still resonating. It's a week ago in a presidential campaign. That's like a year ago.
It broke through.
People still, Jim, remember.
Yeah, absolutely. And sure. I'm just curious, we're watching Donald Trump take the stage in Raleigh, North Carolina, so we may have to break away. My apology in advance if and when we do that. But your sense of the dark and menacing tone of the final stretch of this campaign for Donald Trump. Real quick thought from you, and then I got to jump into the rally.
I worry that he is the cheerleader, principal cheerleader now for a kind of menacing attitude toward what should be a joyous occasion, a presidential election, and we got to to demonstrate our pride in our nation and so forth. But this grievance